Hi, this is Candy. Today I'm visiting a new Habitat Restore near Wilmington, North Carolina. The first thing I spotted in the knick-knack aisle were these beautiful green glasses with the clear base. They were $2.50 each, but online they were selling for a wide range of different prices. Highly collectible, definitely vintage. There was a set of 7 and I carefully added them to my cart. I think these are so festive, especially for Christmas. This dinnerware set was so elegant. Look at the beautiful scalloped edge with the gold. There were 19 pieces for $40, which I thought was a good deal considering that these were Johnson Brothers, made in the USA, ironstone, just very elegant, except they only had the dinner plates and the cups and saucers, so I did leave these behind. But then I spotted this beautiful Silvercrest dinner bell. This was $2.50. I was so excited because I do collect milk glass and I especially love the Silvercrest pieces. So I added that to the cart to go to my collection, and we're going to keep looking on the shelves. I've been watching Antiques Roadshow, and it took me back to my childhood when I used to watch it on PBS with my parents. And I had just watched it the night before I went thrifting to this restore, and there was a piece very similar to this wood statue that was selling for hundreds of dollars. This was only $1. I almost got it just because of the memories of that. I did end up leaving it behind, but it was a cool kind of statement piece. I liked this beer stein kind of mug. It was nice and big. It was hand painted. I noticed that it had a crack through it, which was kind of a bummer. It was $5, but this would have been really cute, like to hold utensils in your kitchen, although I do believe it was missing the top. I really liked this pretty crystal, or maybe it was just glass. It looked like crystal to me, with the frosted irises on it. That was so pretty. I thought these were Sirocco or home interiors, but they were nice and heavy. They were only $2 each, but I do have quite a few wall hangings in my vendor booth where I'm reselling. So I left these behind, although they were pretty. I like the gold color. This was an old vintage album to put pictures in. It was only $1. I thought about getting it because I do want to start printing out more pictures of our family vacations. We like to sit and look at them, me and my kids and my husband. This was a really nice frame. It was brass. I didn't end up getting this, although I probably should. I did a reel on my channel about 7 different ways to use a thrifted frame. So if you have a lot like me and you need inspiration, go check out that video. I hope it helps. This antique school bench was $85. I love the color of the wood and the iron detail on the sides. This was quite a cool piece. I grew up having one of these in our house. We used it like to sit down and put our shoes on. I also liked the medallion in the center of this table. I thought it was pretty and a good price. I debated about getting this mannequin to display some jewelry and some brooches in my booth, but I thought it would just take up too much space, although it was in really good shape and I did like it. Look at this beautiful lamp. I believe this is called First Love. Yes, it is. It was only $25. It did work. They said it had been tested. Look at the adorable like velvet trim on the shade. This was so pretty. I almost got this. I don't have room for it. I probably could have resold it, but it was just lovely. I really appreciated these repurposed vintage doors. They were $75 each. They had turned them into tables. I really like the old locks on them and just the color combination that they use, kind of making it look rustic. I liked the turquoise and the white on the other one and the brown on this one. In the right space, these would be fabulous, maybe for a covered porch or underneath a covered pergola. Like, these are really cool, and I appreciate the repurposing of them. Okay, then I went to another thrift store because I spotted some things from the window. This was one of the pieces, beautiful carnival glass. I love this color in the fall. This pedestal piece was only $4. So I did buy this for my collection, and I wanted to check out the rest of the glass because they had quite a bit, and I knew that the prices were good. I think everybody's vendor booth is different, but I tend to sell like barware and glasses really well and milk glass. I didn't end up getting these pieces because I think the 2 candy dishes were missing the lids, and this piece was just didn't really catch my eye as much. I like this little shamrock. This would be pretty for just a cute little open candy dish or a catch-all for jewelry. Very pretty. This one also was $3. Not too bad. But like I was saying, I do well with glasses sets, usually like sets of 4 or 2. These were made in Poland. There were a set of 5 for $5, which I thought was fabulous. The handle of it looked like a beautiful crystal, like those vintage crystals on chandeliers. These blue glasses were absolutely stunning. I loved the stem on them, just so unique and beautiful. I also like this square cloche. These are very fun to use for styling a cabinet space. This one was $8. With the little figurines, I thought this one may have been a Hummel. It was $3. It was a reproduction. I probably would have gotten it still because it was cute, but the little girl had a little broken piece. I left that behind. This looked like the 50s to me, like a cute little planter. They wanted $10 for it. It was cute and kind of nostalgic, but I left that behind. This was a cute little brass piece. I love this color of red, and because it was only $1, I thought, why not? I'll put it in my vendor booth. I love this color, this cranberry glass. On the bottom shelf, I liked this pottery piece. I thought maybe it was a lemon because I'm in my lemon phase. I love the combination of blue and yellow. It's so summery, and I'm trying to hold on to summer as much as I can this year. This was definitely like maybe a new artist project. Definitely a cool shape, but I left that piece behind. I also wanted to see this little jar because I do offer mystery jewelry jars in my vendor booth, but I don't think that lid was original to this jar. It was only $2, but I left that one behind. I really liked the mosaic plate up here. It was $5 for the plate and the easel. If I had been a little bit closer to home and didn't have as far to drive, I probably would have gotten that because some of those pieces can just be really beautiful. I wanted to check out the mug section too. Anything nautical or coastal tends to do pretty well for me. This was $3. It was pretty, definitely a nice glaze on it. I tend to do pretty well with mugs if they are unique or a good brand. Like Temptations is a brand that a lot of people like. Some of their stuff is so cute. I liked this one with the paw prints. It had a lid on it. This mug was cute, looked like a textured sweater, but it did have a lot of wear on the inside. I loved the handle of these. I probably would have grabbed these, but there was only 3, and I didn't want to get just 2 or get an odd number. This also, the coastal theme caught my eye, but the wording was rubbing off. So I left that behind. I love any kind of pottery because you could use this, as a mug, or you could use it as a planter or on your desk to hold your pencils and your highlighters. So this was a great store. And here's just a little shot of Wilmington. I was headed back to Myrtle Beach. I love little day trips over to Wilmington. There's a wonderful restaurants in the downtown area, lots of amazing coffee shops. So let's go back to my Goodwill in Myrtle Beach and see what we can find. This chair really caught my eye because of the side material. I love that beautiful pattern. It just looks so luxurious, and it was like a velvet finish. It was $21.99, which I thought was a good price. It was a great shape. This was a little Ray Dunn taco truck. I love coffee trucks too. A taco truck. I privately shop for some customers, and I have one that loves Ray Dunn, so I'm going to put that aside for her. I thought this bowl had lemons in it. It was apples. It was cute, but I did leave it behind. This was a great candy dish. I love finding ones that have the lid to them, so that was a great find. I liked these 2 little dishes. These would be perfect for like fancy dog bowls or cat bowls. I liked that. I was just scanning the shelves to see what else we find. I like this little divided tray. I entertain a lot, so this would be good to like use for nuts and chips and such. And then there was also another Ray Dunn divided party tray, but this one was plastic, so I left this behind. I have never found one of these collapsible baskets before, and this one was an apple, which I thought was so cute. I couldn't get it to collapse with one hand. I did end up buying this because I thought this would be so cute for one of my kids to fill up with some goodies and give to their teacher this year, so I added that to the cart. I wanted to go back and look at this piece. I like things like this on coffee tables because you can put your coasters in there and your TV remotes. This one was in really great shape, and I loved all the details on it, but they wanted $10 for it, so I did leave it behind. But then on the bottom shelf, I spotted this beautiful hat box. It was nice and big. I love all these colors. It was only $2.99. I thought I could use it in my vendor booth to use as like elevation and decoration, and if for some reason I don't have room for it there, it's definitely my style, so I will keep it. I loved these oversized fruits. They are definitely screaming fall to me. An apple and a pear. They were $3.99 each, made out of a lightweight metal material. I did end up getting both of these. I'm not sure if I'll resell them or keep them for myself. I love to decorate for fall and at least have 1 month of fall decorations up and then have a month of Christmas. And I'm just getting so excited. Although I do want to enjoy every season. I'm trying to hang on to summer a little bit longer. This ballerina was so feminine and pretty. On the back of her dress was a beautiful bow. She was originally from Home Goods, I believe, but she was $4.99. I just couldn't pass her up. Just so elegant and pretty. I went back to look at the modern piece, kind of modern and minimal. It was $2.99. I decided to leave that behind. I liked this tall clock for a mantle. This would be great. It had a nice neutral gray color with some little shelves there. I need to carry some batteries with me so that I can test things like this. Our Goodwill does have a pretty decent return policy. You can return it in 3 days, I believe, with your receipt. But I ended up just leaving that clock behind. And back to the glass section, these caught my eye when I was passing by. I love the etched roses on them. I saw that there were a few, and they were all scattered throughout, so I put the set together. And I didn't end up getting those because there were only 3, but they were really beautiful. These taller glasses had a really pretty stem and had a floral motif as well. And then on the bottom, I found some pictures. I liked this color, kind of like a nice neutral teal blue. That was nice. And then the one next to it had some fruits on it. Kind of reminded me of like a sangria picture. I spotted these teapots. I wanted to check them out. I have a couple teapots in my vendor booth that have not sold, which I was kind of surprised by because the ones that I have are really unique, and one is made in England, and the other one I think is by the Temptations brand. I like this one with the bird and the leaves on the lid, but I left these 2 behind to see if I can sell those first. I like these big serving bowls. These were $6.99 each. And then on the bottom shelf, I spotted these 2 kind of beer stein style mugs. I like the horses. I think they're missing the lids again though, kind of like the one at the Habitat Restore. But I like the one with the horses, and then this one kind of had a cool pattern to it as well. I finally did spot some lemons. I liked this big serving plate. It was $6.99, a nice heavy pottery style design, and there were some punch bowls in the back there. Towards the end of the row, I found this white shelf, which I've been wanting a couple more shelves for the walls of my vendor booth. I found some plain ones at the same location last week, and I was kind of bummed that I didn't buy them, but I'm glad I held out because I like the design of this one a lot better. It's definitely more me. So definitely going to add that to the cart and either keep it for myself or put it in my vendor booth. Then I spotted yet another teapot. Look at the cute squirrel though. Again, this one's so fall to me. It was $6.99, originally from Home Goods. It was hard for me to leave that one behind because I thought it was pretty special. And then I found this really pretty, maybe planter for Easter and spring. I think I have the tray that matches it. I was debating whether to get it since I have the tray. It was $3.99. I ended up leaving it behind. I'm not sure how much I'll sell of my Easter decor. And then I went back down the row because I tend to do that and make a quick pass and then come back and look again. I'm glad I did because I love this for a guest room. And this color is so pretty, like a turquoise glass, and it matches my home. So I'm either going to put that in my guest bathroom or my guest bedroom. Then I spotted this vintage cranberry glass. I was looking at the bottom to make sure it wasn't painted. It was $4.99, but that is just too beautiful to leave behind. I was trying to find a safe spot for it so it wouldn't rattle as I'm moving my cart through the store. I really liked this serving dish here. It was on a Lazy Susan, and all the pieces, come off of it, and you can wash them and put all your different dippers in there. I have one in the Starburst pattern by Anchor Hocking that I did a reel on to show how I use it as a party serving piece. That one's really pretty though. I also liked this dish next to it with the bell pepper, or maybe those are tomatoes. Either one, really pretty. I liked this big yellow vase, and I am in South Carolina close to Conway, and this said it was Conway glass, which I'm not familiar with, so I'm going to have to research them a little bit more. This was $3.99. I saw some colorful glass peeking out around the corner. Oh yes, and vases are 59 cents each usually. This one I was trying to check the bottom, and it did end up look like it was painted, but I just thought these colors were so pretty, and it was only 59 cents, so even if I use it for myself to put wildflowers in, I was happy with it. Okay, so then I took a break, and the next day I decided to come back because this store close to my house has a high turnover. You can usually go and find new things day to day. Like, look at this beautiful table. I'm pretty sure this is either granite or marble. It was $49.99. This would be great for an outdoor space. I like the design of it. This was a really pretty vase. I'm pretty sure this was here yesterday and I didn't look at it. It was $3.99, but it did have a few little chips to it. So I did leave this behind, although I liked the neutral color. I love different types of chargers for my table because I love like the layered look. It just adds a little elevation to your tablescape. Like if you put a plate on top of this. Oh, doesn't that look so nice? And there were 6 of these, I believe. Yes, 6. I was just counting there to make sure. And I do have a table of 6. I can fit 8 at my table, but 6 is like comfortable. So here's my mom helping me put those in the cart. I like this big popcorn bowl. This was nice. It was clay, $3.99. This was a beautiful plate. I wish they had had more pieces. I believe this is by Royal Dalton. Gorgeous pattern. But again, only one of them. This is kind of a funky green. I like this color green. It was $3.99 from Home Goods originally. I thought these looked like offering plates at church or offering bowls at church. These are the Anchor Hocking Starburst pattern or Star of David pattern that they're often called. I ended up getting both of these because I use these a lot as like everyday serving pieces and such. I liked this colorful hostess tray. I think this is so fun. Like I said, I do have people over a lot and I love to have little snack trays out even if I'm fixing a whole meal. So it was $3.99. I decided to get it, and if for some reason I don't use it, I can give it away or resell it. I just thought it was so different than anything I have. Then I went back to that same area and I spotted this mortar and pedestal. It was $9.99. I have a white one on my counter, but because my countertops are also white, I thought this gray one might look better there. So I got that for myself. This glass decanter was pretty. It was $3.99. I've seen some people use these in bathrooms to put mouthwash in. Either you love that idea or you hate that idea, but I thought it was kind of clever. I also liked this picture next to it. The fall color was pretty. I thought these were the real deal, but they were just made out of a flimsy metal material. Definitely replicas just for looks, but still kind of cool if you liked that design. Then I spotted this really tall apothecary jar. I think these are so pretty on a mantle. You can switch out the filler based on the season, but like at Christmas time, you could put small little Christmas ornaments in there and it would just be so decorative and festive. It was $6.99. I was gonna put it in the cart and then I noticed that the little bird was missing a wing, so I put that back. Then I really liked this ice bucket. Look at the colors on it. It was so pretty. I think it's missing maybe like the handle, or maybe it doesn't need a handle, but I ended up getting it because I love the colors. I liked this basket, but the decoration on the sides was coming off. It was just like a paper sticker, but it was sad because I did like it. This was a pretty and unique shape on this little dish. I sell wood boxes pretty well, especially like these carved ones with unique features. It was solid wood. Really pretty. I was debating on whether to get it. It was $10, and that's about around how much I would want to sell it for because I like to keep my prices nice and low, but definitely a cool piece. Then I spotted this cute little stool. I love having a stool near my chairs. We don't have recliners in our living room, and it was only $4.99. I thought I could probably recover it myself with a different material, but then I put it back because I'm like, when am I actually going to do that? This dog cookie jar was adorable. He was in pretty good shape. I think he did have a little chip on his ear, but he was $4.99 from Pier 1. You could still get it for dog trees. I thought that was adorable, especially at Christmas time. Here's a little snapshot of my cart and some things I didn't get to film in the moment. I was so excited about this large shell, especially for a centerpiece. And then as I was checking out, I saw this big wooden crate. It was $4.99, definitely old. It was very heavy, solid wood. I thought about getting it as a display piece, but I ended up leaving it behind. I also really liked the stacked set behind me. I thought it was one piece originally, but they were individual and individually priced. Definitely heavy, nice pieces. I wasn't sure what I would use them for, so I did end up leaving them, but they did catch my eye. The last thing I spotted before I headed out was this beautiful buffet, definitely more my style. It was $89, so I left it behind, but that's my trip for the day. Thanks for coming along.